Hey guys, it's Eddie the Magic Monk. In the next few lessons, I'm going to show you how to make a computer game, a very simple computer game using Scratch, which is an online programming language that you can use to make simple games, animations that can easily be shared online. So if you go to scratch.mit.edu, and you can find that there are a lot of projects that other people have created, and but to create your own, all you got to do is click create. Now if you create your own login, so your own profile, you can also save your stuff online and share it straight away, which is what makes this really cool. So for example, I have my own profile and I've got some stuff here that you can click on if you want, but they're probably not much use to you because they're English lessons. But anyway, so if you click create, and then you can start the program, and now you'll see that your program right now is untitled. So if you want, you can change that. So you can change that to, let's say, game development lesson 1. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this all means. So right now your game has a central character, which is a cat, and your game basically nothing is going to happen, right? Because you haven't programmed anything. So what do we want to happen in your game? Well, here is the instructions given to the cat, right? So the cat is currently selected because there is no other objects in your game, and right now there are no instructions given. So what we want is to give the cat an instruction. So let's drag an instruction. Now the instruction blocks are grouped into these categories. Now we're in the motion category, which is a list of instructions where we can make the cat move around. Alright, so let's drag a move block onto the screen. Now to make the cat actually do this, we can click somewhere on the block and you can see the cat is moving, which is really cool. Now you can also drag another instruction block to link together with the block we already have, and then if you click on the top block, it does both of these. Or technically it does one and then it does the next one, but because move 10 steps, you haven't said in what time, so it just happens instantaneously. So it looks like it's doing both of them together, but it's actually doing one after another. Okay, to make it more obvious that it's doing both of these instructions, let's change it to 20 steps. Oops, so click. So you can see that it's moving forward and it's turning 15 degrees to the right. If you don't have the move block and you just turn, it turns on the spot 15 degrees clockwise. But if you drag them together, then it does both of these things, one after the other. Okay, so what else can we do? Well, we can also make it jump to a certain position. So for example, if I put my mouse over here, what's the coordinates? It tells you the coordinates over here. So let's say I want to go to 150 for X, Y is 100. So horizontally, the location of your mouse is defined by X. So if you move your mouse to somewhere in the middle, you can see X is equal to 0. But the more you move it to the left, it goes negative. And the more you move it to the right, it goes positive, bigger and bigger positive. And if you move to the left, smaller and smaller. So let's say we want to go to 0, 0. So you can just drag a block and put 0, 0. And then if you execute this block, it goes to the middle. Right, but notice how it's still facing up. So let's drag this block on, which makes it point to the direction 90 degrees. So if you click, it points to 90 degrees, which is to the right. You can also change it to the left, which is negative 90, 0 is up, 180 is down. So the way it works is it points upwards, upwards is 0, right? 90 degrees, so it goes clockwise, right? 90 degrees is to the right, 180, so 180 from 0. Actually, I might just draw this out. So you have 0 degrees to the top, and then because you're going clockwise, right, so for example, this would be 15 degrees. Now, 90 degree angle is a right angle, so 90 degrees would be to the right. Another 90 would be 180, right? 180 from the beginning. So from the beginning, 180 degrees, right? And then from the beginning, you can also go to the left, which is negative 90, right? Because you're going anti-clockwise, that means negative. So yeah, that's what the numbers mean. All right, and then yeah, so I can move it around a bit and then reset it by clicking this. Now, it's not really much of a game if you can only use your mouse to click on these instructions, right? It doesn't feel like a game. So what I'm going to do now is go to the events category of instructions. Now, events, what are events? Events are basically things that happen in your game that your character can respond to. So when something happens, what does your cat do in response? So you can say when a key is pressed, so when the right arrow key is pressed, what does the cat do? It moves 20 steps. Okay, so now try this. Now click somewhere on your game and then just press the right arrow key. You can see it's moving 20 steps to the right. Now another thing I like to do, so we can get rid of all of these blocks now. So oops, right click suddenly start working. Actually, I think I've zoomed in too much. So right click, delete all these blocks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into motion again. And then actually I'm going to zoom in a bit because this is getting a bit too small. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag a block that says change X by 10. Okay, because the X coordinates are basically horizontally where is your character placed. And if I change that value by 10, it'll move the character to the right. Okay, so another cool thing is you can see if you go down to, so in the motion category, if you go down, you can see that the X position of the character is actually a variable. Right? It's a variable meaning that it is a container for the number, for a number. So if you click this checkbox, what happens is in your game, it starts tracking the X position of the cat. And then if you tick the Y position, it also tracks the Y position of the cat. Okay, so if I press the right arrow key, you can see the Y position doesn't change, but the X position changes, right? Because I'm increasing the X value. Now I can also make it so that when the left arrow key is pressed, the character moves to the left. Oops, so I'm going to duplicate this and change X by -10. So when the left arrow key is pressed, it moves to the left. So you can see the horizontally the X position is changing. right? And vertically the Y position doesn't change. So let's now add another 2 instructions. Actually, it's quicker if you just right click and duplicate and change it to up arrow is pressed. And then I'm gonna go to the motion block and change the Y value by 10, so it'll move up. Alright, so towards the middle, the X position is 0. Now let's move up, and you can see it's increasing the Y position. And then if I duplicate this, right click duplicate, and then I change it to down arrow and change Y by -10, then it'll start going down. So it starts going down. Now a problem is that you can see that there is a slight pause, and that's not very good. So we will fix that in the next tutorial. And yeah, so that will be the first thing that we fix in the next tutorial. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.